Okay, so I am the NASA Canes fan, and I have something I've been thinking about for quite a while. With the advent of streaming and so many different streaming services to choose from, they're all great and everything, and I have subscriptions to quite a few of them. But I've often thought maybe that a DVD might be a little better. I mean, do you like to watch your favorite shows on streaming? Of course you do. But do you get frustrated when you find that the show is no longer on the streaming network or networks you subscribe to? Recently, I purchased Cobra Kai season 3 on DVD. And then I went and saw a story one day on Facebook about the season of Cobra Kai having been released, as the first two were, on physical media. And, people were making fun of it, asking if DVDs were still used. And of course they are. But here's the thing, with a streaming service, they're all great and everything. But at any time, what if your internet service provider goes down and could be down for quite a while at any given time? And I've had that happen to me with mine while they're repairing it. Furthermore, how many of the streaming services are you willing to pay for at a time? I mean, shows get into contracts to be on streaming services for a period of time, and then they leave that streaming service and they go to another one, and then they go to another one, and another one after that, and another one after that, until eventually they, aren't might not necessarily be on streaming services any longer. So how many of those services are you willing to pay for? It adds up, right? I mean, I appreciate DVDs for that reason. They mean that whenever I want, I can pull a show off the shelf and go back in time. I may pay more in the short term for the series or season of that series, but over the years, DVDs pay for themselves compared to, if you think about it, each streaming services. With streaming services, they are, let's just say, $9.99 a month, right? And even with the discounts you might get to make them, $99.99 a year, for example, the DVDs still pay for themselves. It's one thing to pay, 30, maybe $40 for a series on DVD, and maybe 70 or 80 if we're talking about a big one like Star Trek or Star Wars, for example. And I've done that too. I've dropped coin on those, so I'm not talking out of school on that. But DVDs pay for themselves as opposed to the number of years you have them, as opposed to a streaming service, which, if you pay $9.99 a month for 12 months, that's $119.88 over a year. Now, add to that in addition to that streaming service cost, you're paying, for whatever the monthly cost is of your internet service, right? What is that? Maybe, 30, 40, $50 depending per month, depending on what you have as far as your bandwidth and what have you. So it adds up. So, we could all laugh at DVDs, but be careful what we wish for when it comes to the streaming services taking over the world here. I mean, it's kind of, something you might want to think about, so I thought I would, shed some light on that, and I hope I have. And I hope you've all enjoyed the video. And I will see you the next time.